The round cards are weird to shuffle, guys, but this is what we're doing. This is the wild unknown archetypes, and then we're going to go into the past life cards here. The prayer and the eternal child is coming forward. Let's see what we got coming forward here. I'm getting all kinds of orphan energy. That's very odd. We're getting like an androgynous energy, which means you weren't comfortable in your own skin, basically. An explorer is coming through. What is this about? You would have learned the same lessons on this regardless if you were born male or female. This is a lesson you've had more than once. The eternal child is here where there's this wound that hasn't been healed. It leaves you a little bit stunned is what I would say. The prayer is here. This is a pleading and a praying and wanting to know where more of your history is and not knowing. This is something like, I'm getting orphan on the doorstep. What in the heck? That's a really weird, where's my doors card? There they are. Orphan on the doorstep, so we're going to the doors to see what's going on here. This isn't so much a lost child, but feels like the forgotten child. Like, whatever the motive was for this person to put you on the doorstep, it was the best they could pull off. It's the best they could do at the time. Two sides of the same door. Here's the woman in her older age, and this is like the pushing through. I think that this is a male child in that particular life. The wanting to know, and the seeking out. What we got here? There's a lot of soldier and strong, harsh battle energy coming through with this. Not in a bad way, but just in a very fierce way coming through. You could carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You could carry a lot. There's a lot of strength going on. This is a lifetime where you were spent as a man. Did you know much family, or did you just navigate the streets? It feels like you navigated the streets. Oh, you navigated the streets. You had a gentle nature. It wasn't exposed very often, but you did have a gentle nature. You would navigate the streets alone. You did have musical something or other that was an instrument that you would carry with you. You mostly traveled by yourself, but you had a few close friends. Sometimes you would have to go literally into like a battle type of thing, but you always were like blessed with luck. You weren't lost in the fray so much. For some reason, the residue and the ugliness of battle didn't stick with you much. It was just survival. Part of this you knew you would survive. Maybe it's because of the way that you entered the world, and that you were on your own from such literally almost day one. The other side of the door, the woman that mourned. Did you connect with her?
Easy.
She was ill. It definitely is like the baby on the doorstep. It's the best she could do. It's the best she could do to take it there. She was ill. She wasn't going to survive that anyway. I don't think that it left you forever like vulnerable, but it did have a sting to it. You didn't celebrate in the same way. You were somehow removed a lot from the situation, even though you had access to engage with others and enjoy life and do things. You sometimes just held yourself at a distance. It was like a little bit of a wall you put up. Yeah. Taking time to yourself. And again, there you are in the battle. Always strong in the battle. Always strong. I don't know why this came out this way, but it's what it was. It's almost like you would go into battle fearless, because what would happen? It's like some people would go into battle and they might not want to die because they have all of this family, all these friends, all this. But you were a loner. You were more solo on this. You had a few close friends. That's it. You didn't want family, you didn't want ties, you didn't want any kind of connection in that way. You wanted to be able to travel and experience and explore, but you didn't want to have overly close connection tethering you, is what I'm getting. So you would travel alone, take time alone, do things your own way. Very much it was a life of not loneliness, but aloneness, doing things on your own and figuring out some of your own stuff. The prayer and the seeker and going into your own wisdom is what's coming up here. This is where you would go and take time away. Taking time away, traveling away, sending messages. There was like 2 key friends that you would send messages to. One had power in the city, considerable power. It's like you had friends that, it literally is like you had friends. One was the judge and one was the thief. Very interesting how you fit in between. And these 2 knew each other. It's like you knew that these 2 were like opposite ends of the spectrum, opposite like contrast, good, bad, law, and robber, that cops and robbers almost, that kind of thing. They were both your friends. You navigated both worlds with ease, but you were the balance on that. You helped keep this guy out of trouble, and you helped keep this judge more merciful instead of just cruel. Yeah. You would observe things and you knew the battles that were worth fighting. This is an odd thing. This is where you had a habit of burying things. And this is also like the planting and burying things. You would take seeds and plant seeds from one place into another, you would leave things better than you found it. And it might not be that you would plant flowers or something, but you would plant seeds of a certain kind here and there. This is bettering the space, bettering the land than how you found it. This is what you like to do in your sense of place. You would travel. You would pick up, say you got sunflower seeds from one place and tulips from another and whatever. You would take them and scatter them. You were doing weird shit that way. But it was like your own secret joke, your own secret mark of you've been there. And a few of your friends, in particular these 2 friends, would know. I don't know if you ever saw the show Scarlet Pimpernel, but there was like this signature of this pimpernel flower that was his mark. And if you were in the know, you were in the know. And some of your friends were in the know. There came a case where somebody was really cruel. Ooh. This is you returning a girl to her mother. This is somebody that was taken against her will. And there was a battle done. And I think this guy, you battled. And I think you were victorious. The girl was returned to her mother, her family. And that was just like one of the things that you would do. It's like, it was one of the bigger things that you would do, but it wasn't unusual for you to see injustice and help right the wrongs. It wasn't unusual for you to be vigilante or the arm of the law and be doing things that help balance the scales. That's what we've seen in here. The woman and the girl were significant in this particular aspect. This was like feeling like a karmic debt that preceded this lifetime that was paid. And it's not that you were tethered here, you wouldn't be tethered here, but these 2 will show up again for you. This woman and this girl, they will show up in woman and girl format again.
Always looking out for the children.
Yeah. Advocate, lawyer, fighter, Robin Hood, sort of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always looking out for the children is right. It's because in this particular life, your childhood was so strangely put. It's like you were a little bit of an alien, because here you were landing on the doorstep, but not really part of. Watching out for, looking out for, seeing the needs of the other people quite a bit. Quite a bit. And the friends that you would know when they've grown and when they're larger, when they're bigger, when they're older, you would show up. You would show up on those friends, the few friends that you have. The 2 that are super close, again, the cops and robbers, the judge and the thief, that kind of things. Those 2 you show up for frequently. These 2 are different. These 2 are some of the littles that you would look out for. This is these 2. It's like just these 2 grew up, got married, you'd show up at their wedding. No problem. And you'd probably leave some, like, some sorts of seeds and some sorts of wines that I'm getting. Why wines? I don't know what that's about. It's like you would bring some kind of fancy pants fruit wine drink. I don't know what that is to the celebration, but you would bring it. Always strong, but always solo. That's very interesting. Not swept in romance overly much. More the strong man, more seeing what's going on in romance, but not wanting to risk too much in the romantic angle in that particular life. You were busy advocating. You didn't mind advocating so lovers could be happy and whatever, but really you were strangely the orphan guardian. That's what I think. I think you were the eternal child and orphan in that way because you didn't have these familial connections, romantic connections and endeavors and tethers. And the prayer and the answers were always coming through. You would deliver what you could to help with that. Anything else? The role of Earth Angel and Advocate was a strong one for you in this particular life. It will be in this one as well. There is like two significant times around that are two significant lives where you've run the battle, you've proven the diligence to the family and tribe in some sort of way. And this is the coat of arms that I'm seeing on the wall here. This is two significant times of this. This is one of those times, and there's two significant times when you do this thing here. It's like you do this more than once. It's like, so the dancers dance and you'll be in the dance, but not until these two things are met. This is twice you're doing this Earth Angel Advocate type of thing. Really, really heavily. And it feels like twice in the male format of the body. Not that you're always in the male format. Sometimes you're in female format. But in these particular two ones, you would have needed the strength of the male form. And you needed the male form to play that role in what you were doing. Yeah, you were in disguise. It's like you were helping recalibrate and help giving justice where it was needed and giving mercy where it was needed. There's something about this happening in France. France stands out more than anything else, but this would be France. This might be in the French Revolution. Because you've got the Eiffel Tower here. You could just as easily have Italy, but it's not Italy. It's France. Again, we're getting this again. Now, this is helping a wealthy woman. Quite somehow helping this wealthy woman. I think she knew something about you as a child, as the baby, and how you were being raised. She knew something. This is helping somehow this wealthy woman do something a little bit different. To shift and change and carry some of this weight of the world and create change. This is like incognito adventure, secret endeavor that she knew of that you would help. She may have been in association with this judge or married to the judge and know how to deliver. Yes? The judge, and then either the wife or the rich relative of the judge. Then the situations that needed a little bit of help, a little bit of adjustment, you would know about through her. Then you would go and you would do the tricks, perform the tricks, and take care of what needed to be handled.
She put, I love France, I've learned French, I've studied French, and love croissants.
Of course you do. Of course you do. You were like, not a fixer for the bad guys, a fixer for what needed to be just, what needed to be fair. If there was, say that this would be representative of a kid that was living in the streets and doing the thieving, you would do something that would take him off that track and reroute him so he wouldn't be forever lost in that or end up in like a prison forever and ever. You would intercede. You were an intercessor, intermediary, somebody like that would help bring, so these people could go to their full lives. So many people could be on track. You were helping people take divine detours without even knowing it. On the daily, on the regular. You were very, very busy advocating and empowering justice to roll forward in a way that would be different than what the law would hand down.
Justice is important for me.
Yeah. When you see something unfair, you want to correct it. You want to fix it. Even still, you'll have strong urge. You won't like seeing injustice, and you'll want to do something and take action. And sometimes there'll be times where you feel like you can't act. In this particular life, you acted a lot. And in the life you're in now, there's going to be a little bit of carryover of that. But this is what it was. This was your mission, to be the coat of arms, the eagle, the justice, the person that brought it in. This is what your task was in that life. You did it in one more life. I don't know what the time frame is on that. We're still stuck in France here. Very much in France and in the common folk. It feels like about the time of French revolutions. I don't know if it's a little on the sliding edge before or after that, but that's what it's feeling like. Anything else? You got a little bit tired of this, and sometimes you didn't know which path to go, so sometimes you were just like, okay, I'm out of here for a while. This is when that hermit would come, and you'd be like, okay, I'm just going to take the road not taken and go my own way. It's like you need to be on your own in the woods for a while, on your own in nature, to recoup, to recover, where nobody's going to bug you, not a single living soul in sight, and you can take a break from things. Sometimes you would need that to just kind of regroup. But that's what I've got for you. If you need time to regroup in this life, take it. If you see injustice and can do something about it, then do. But realize that you have acted as the intermediary, an angel for many, many people for many lifetimes. That's what I got. Wow. That's big, but that's what it was. Yeah. Earth angel all the way. Earth angel, warrior person. I don't know how you describe all that, but wow. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot.